Welcome filmmakers, fans, and friends to Indie Cinema Showcase. We're your hosts, Christina Carmona.
And I'm Nando Luis Roman.
We are here at the Garden Theater for their new show, On Your Feet.
We're going to be chatting with some of the actors and directors from the show and taking a tour of the Garden Theater.
I mean, I'm excited about it. Are you excited about it?
I am, very much so.
All right, so let's not waste any time. Let's go.
My name is Bert Rodrigues, and I'm the music director for On Your Feet. Well, On Your Feet is a musical about Gloria and Emilio Estefan and their meteoric rise to success. It utilizes the great pantheon of epic hits and ballads from Gloria's entire musical career and uses that to sort of shape the story of how she got to be such an iconic figure of American and Latin music. This music is a lot of fun. It's interesting when you're working on a pop musical. There are sort of like staples. There's sort of like musical patterns that are staples of this type of music that you have to. When you hear them, it's fun to listen to, but when you actually start to try to figure out how to play them, it's like, oh, that's hard. And that's really intricate, and suddenly you appreciate the music even more. So even just from the standpoint of somebody who's playing it, I have a much greater appreciation of the musical complexity of things that sound simple but actually aren't. And it's been really fun to sort of teach and discover at the same time as we're going through this musical process. The music is so accessible, and I think that there's such a broad variety of uses of her music. I mean, there's definitely she wanted people to have a good time and feel good, and so there's stuff that's literally just about having a good time and party and let's dance, and there's value to that, right? It's not just everything doesn't have to have a deeper message. Sometimes the only thing that you can do to release the emotion from your body is just to move. And I think that was something really important that she felt, that she gave a lot to the community, to be able to allow yourself the freedom to express yourself in whichever way best suits your needs and your emotions at that time. Well, I mean, I think that's the thing. Her to be able to see someone who comes from a similar background, to be able to see that success, to be able to see that you can come from humble beginnings and with determination and grit find your way to being a star and find your way towards being on top of your career and on top of your profession. If it can happen for one person, it can happen for everyone. And that's just at the core of what we hope is the American dream, that we still want to believe in the notion that our dreams can become reality if you just have enough determination and support and love.
All right, guys, I am here with Joseph Walsh, artistic director here at Garden Theater. Nando's my cameraman right now, and we're going to take, the actor's journey?
Yeah, we're going to head in through the stage door, go look at backstage a little bit, up to the dressing rooms, and then onto the stage and through the auditorium, so you can see what their experience is like when they arrive each night.
Exciting. Let's take the sneak peek.
Great, come on in. So this is the stage door of the Garden. Welcome. If you come in and take a left, we'll be into the backstage area.
All right, so what are we looking at here?
Great, so the Garden space is actually quite small. We do large shows at a very small space, so we have a lot to fit in. So this is called the green room, and this is the backstage area where some of our actors come and they get ready. During the time of COVID, we had to sort of separate dressing spaces. Right. So we sort of made this, we call it Halloween Horror Nights, like Universal Studios. We made these little areas for the actors to come in so that we could keep more actors socially distant when they're here at the theater. And actually, it turned into a really good idea, right? Nice. So that people can stay here, they have their little cubby here, they can get changed here, and then they're very close to the stage. Right. But different sort of set pieces are also stored back here. I think it's about 10 actors are down here, and then another 10 are upstairs in the actual dressing rooms.
Wow, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we have our sound equipment back here. Our keys 2 player, Safin Kareem, is over here, hanging out, getting ready for the dress rehearsal tonight.
Nice.
More set pieces. Hillary's one of our assistant stage managers.
Hi.
Is setting up for the production.
Very cool.
Yeah, we have a great props master on the show, Joshua Gallagher, and all of the details. This is actually a picture of Nick Bazo's grandparents that he put in the show to honor them. And so that they're sort of a part of the journey that the actors are on.
That's beautiful.
And then it all sort of starts very normal, and then as people see it, you know, how are we going to dress the set? What sort of details do we put in that make it feel like that authentic home? Yeah, to give the actors the space to work in.
Right, and how do you guys get these props? How do you go through that?
Yeah, so these obviously are sort of found objects or borrowed from other places and put on casters and wheels.
Right.
Other things are built. There's the hospital bed that Gloria Estefan recovers in, so that was actually built the other day. We got an actual hospital bed in, but it was too big. It didn't fit through the doors.
Right.
So Oseas Rodrigues, our great assistant technical director, put that together the other day, and then Josh dressed it. So there's all sorts of stuff that goes on.
And how long does it take for you guys to be complete?
Well, it's a very long process. So we sort of start maybe 3 or 4 months out from the production with early meetings. So that the design team can come together, talk about the look of the production, talk about what the feel is, and then we go through the process of casting, rehearsals, and then onto the stage. To go from sort of an empty space, it takes about 2.5 weeks.
Wow, so you guys are already working way before we've got the actors.
Absolutely, months in advance we start.
Kind of like Horror Nights.
Yes, you know, and it changes and develops once we come into the space. So we have a rehearsal room upstairs that is roughly the same size of the space, but we can't get sort of the stuff in that they need to work with. So sometimes when they come onto the set for the first time, they're sort of sitting on a couch or a chair, and they're feeling what that's like in the space.
Right.
So part of the technical process is looking at how all of the props and set pieces relate to each other, and how the actors feel using them.
Right.
This is, so if you notice, some theaters have sort of big wings where we can roll big set pieces in. So when I said that the actual hospital bed was too big to fit, it literally didn't fit here.
Right.
So when you watch the show from the stage, you look at 20 people singing and dancing, and it looks huge. And just know when they walk off, they walk right into this wall and have to get out. So it's a real feat of Tetris, we call it sometimes, trying to get set pieces in and actors out and keep everybody safe. Last night, this was sort of 3 pieces of this small stage that get rolled around and become different places in the show. And last night, it didn't work quite right. So that was just, Nick Bazo and Stephanie Elliott were just here. They're sort of reconfiguring this to make sure that it works in the show, because it didn't work last night. So I mean, we had a real example of how it happens.
I love that. So
yeah.
Now that we are actually on stage, Garden Theater itself almost looks like a set.
Yes.
What went behind that?
So when, I think it was about 15 years ago, there was a team of people who came together to reopen the Garden Theater. It opened in 1935 as a single screen movie house. And then sort of over the years, it went through a lot of transformations. And so when it was decided that it was going to be reopened, they actually went as close to the original design of the theater itself as possible. So these are all based on pictures and drawings of the theater when it was built in the 30s.
Wow.
And there's even a starscape in the sky, which was real at the time. That's been put back in, which we love to use in shows to sort of make a moment really magical and get the starscape up there.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for this
You're very
tour.
welcome.
I ended up on stage. Cannot wait to see what these actors bring. I know it's going to be beautiful.
Thank you.
And I know all the work that you put into the set.
Yes.
It's just going to look amazing.
Incredible. And up here we have 6 live musicians who are playing Gloria Estefan's greatest hits every night. And we added them to the show last night, and it made such an impact. It was so great.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Thank you so much.
You're
for the
very
tour.
welcome. Thank you.
Hey guys, I'm here with Olga Intriago, who plays Gloria in On Your Feet. Olga, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having
So
me.
tell us a little bit about your role.
I play Gloria Estefan in On Your Feet, and On Your Feet basically follows the lives of Emilio and Gloria Estefan, and it starts with their humble beginnings in Miami, and it follows them all the way to their international stardom, and we see their journeys, their ups and downs, and we get to hear all of Gloria's amazing music.
Which is wonderful music. I grew up listening to her
Yes.
music all the time. So tell me, in this role, what did you do to prepare yourself to become Gloria Estefan?
Yeah, I have been watching a lot of her interviews, a lot of her concert videos, just to get a feel for her voice, how she sings, how she acts, how she interacts with Emilio. Yeah, I've just been doing a lot of research on her life. Yeah.
So when it comes to singing her songs and her music, did you find it difficult, or was it something that you related to right away?
I definitely have found working with the music just with so much ease. I love where her voice sits. She's definitely contralto, and I love where my voice sits in it too, and just her music is so fun, but it's also honestly perfect for a musical and for storytelling. And so many of her lyrics are just so touching, and that definitely has made it easy for me to connect with their story.
How long have you been in theater?
I've been in theater for about 7 years. I started in high school, and I just graduated from UCF with my major in musical theater and a dance minor. So I never would have thought I would have been doing theater, but I just did it to outgrow my shyness and social anxiety, and so it's been a fun journey.
Now, has it helped yourself become more open in front of, when
Yes,
on
a
stage?
lot more open. Yes, definitely on stage. I definitely feel more open. I still have my introverted side, but especially with this show, I definitely feel so much more confident and so much more into myself. And
Now, I have to ask.
Yeah.
Do you feel any extra pressure knowing that you're portraying Gloria Estefan? Are you in the back of your mind, or you think it's if she ever sees this, am I going to do her justice?
Yeah, I felt just a little bit of pressure. I mean, I'm just trying to remind myself just to have fun with it, and everybody on stage is just having such a good time. We're all supporting each other and just really, truly enjoying it. So the pressure's not always there, but yes, sometimes in the back of my mind, I'm a little nervous.
Well, as a performer herself, I'm pretty sure Gloria would appreciate, the artistic value of everything, and saying that you're out there creating art for people to enjoy.
Yeah, for sure.
Which I know is very important, for them as well.
Yes.
So if people want to find out more information about what you're doing, where can they go to?
Yeah, you can go to gardentheater.org and you can book your tickets. And we open this weekend, July 9th, and we run till the end of the month, July 31st.
Well, there you guys have it. Come out, check out the show, watch her performance, and support the arts, because that's what we're here for. Hey guys, I'm here with Radames Medina, who plays Emilio in On Your Feet. Radames, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So, tell us a little bit about you portraying Emilio.
Oh my God. Definitely been a challenge. I have to be honest, at first I didn't audition for the role, and then they extended the audition. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna try it. I have a couple of friends saying, just do it, try it, let's see what happens. And I did. I was not expecting this, but I've had a lot of fun just doing it. We have an amazing cast and crew who've been very supportive, and it's definitely a dream come true.
Now, how is it, speaking of cast and crew, how is it working opposite with Olga on stage?
Oh, it's been amazing. There's a lot of, we were playing a lot. There's a lot of chemistry, a lot of fun. She's back there, so that's why I'm looking over there. It's been great. We actually worked together a couple of months ago at Man of La Mancha here at Garden Theater, and just working with her again, it's incredible.
Now, you yourself, how did you find inspiration to play the role of Emilio?
Well, I have two things. First of all, a lot of interviews of Emilio and Gloria Estefan, just to see their chemistry, their relationship, just see their thoughts, how they act together. But also, I have a couple of friends who have played Emilio Estefan both in Broadway and on the national tour. So I'm like, every time I'm in doubt, or I just, want to hear someone else talking about the role, I'm like, hey, can you help me out here? What are your thoughts on this? How do you actually did this? Or not how they did it exactly, but more like, hints of how to be a different Emilio. All of us, we're all different sizes, shape, everything, ages. So it's fun. I really enjoy having someone that close play that role before, and we've been having fun, yeah.
How long have you been working here in Orlando in theater? How long have you been in theater in general, first off?
In theater, I have to say around 10 years. In Orlando, about a year.
Now, what made you decide to uproot and leave Puerto Rico and come to Orlando to pursue more theater?
Well, there's a thing called COVID. Sadly, I didn't have that much, work in Puerto Rico because of COVID, even though I had a really good job. I was doing a TV show back at home, a children's show, but I wanted to challenge myself. I've been doing a lot of theater, let's say about 7-8 years back at home, and I just wanted to do something different. and I just submitted an audition for Godbout here at Garden Theater, and that went through. They gave me a role, and ever since I've been here for a whole year.
Now, how was it, that transition of like leaving Puerto Rico and coming to Orlando and getting into, how did you find out about like the theater and the opportunities that were available here in Orlando?
Yeah, 'cause I have some friends and students who they moved to Orlando and studied here in Orlando, and they were the one who told me about Garden Theater, Orlando Shakes, and different theaters around the Orlando area. And I just started submitting videos, talking to them about their experience in the different theaters, and it has been nonstop. I'm just blessed. I'm really thankful.
Now, when it comes to the show itself, is there something in particular about the show that you just absolutely love?
Ooh, I mean the music. I have to say the music. Come on, it's Gloria and Emilio. It's the Miami Sound Machine. I have to say, there's Tradición, even 1, 2, 3. It's really fun. I just love being on stage, just seeing the ensemble just doing the dances and choreography, and just singing the song along. Yeah. It's fun.
That's awesome. Well, guys, you definitely need to come and check out the show. If they want to find out more information about what you're doing now or even in the future, where can they go to?
All right, they can go to Instagram to Radames. That's Radammes. All right, that's where you can find me.
Yeah, of course, you got to make it difficult for everybody, don't you?
Of course.
Okay.
Or my name, Radames Medina. I'll be there.
Well, thank you so much for joining me
you.
today. You've been amazing. I can't wait to see the show because we're going to watch you. So
Yes.
Good luck on stage. Oh, wait, you're not supposed to say that. Break a leg.
Break a leg.
We know it's going to be an exceptional show. So guys, definitely come and check it out.
Hey guys, I am here with Nick Bazo, Education Director and Director of On Your Feet. You are such a busy man, so thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me.
Of course.
All right, so let's get right into it. Can you tell us a little bit about your background with the Garden Theater?
Yeah, so I've been Education Director here for about 2 years. I was originally from this area, and then I went to Boston, and I decided to come back to be closer to family. And the Garden Theater had an education opening, so I wanted to take it.
Nice, and now you are the show director. How did you get show director for On Your Feet?
Yeah, so actually I was not the original show director for this project. An artist named Joshin Morales was originally put on, but he was pulled away to the cruise line industry and to Disney, and I was pulled in as a director about midway through the process.
Nice, so you were able to actually witness the process and casting, and as a director and having been there, for shows, what does the casting director look for when you're looking at these auditions? What strikes you as a person right for the role?
Yeah, I think every play or every musical, it's a little bit different. And for this one, when we're portraying real people, you have to be careful of not trying to recreate or creating the person again. So looking at how an actor is able to embody that person, but not try to replicate that person who's real.
Right, and that's very important too, because I think if you get too much into the being like that person, you're always going to sell yourself short almost, right? Because you're not them.
Right.
So I totally understand that. Now, why On Your Feet?
Why On Your Feet? Well, it was chosen for our season as part of our theme of identity. And for me, why On Your Feet? I, as a Cuban American and a grandson of Cuban immigrants, the story of Gloria Estefan really resonates with me as an artist and as a Cuban American.
Very nice, and it's deep there. I love that. So why do you think that this story is important to tell?
Because it's really an American story. It's an immigrant story. It's about how do you find your American dream and match the cultures that you come from in the melting pot that is the United States.
Nice. No, I mean, I have to ask, is this amazing music a part of this show?
Of course it's part of the show. Like, you get everything from her 1980s pop stuff to her power ballads, all of it's in this musical.
And what do you think people are going to learn after they come out of seeing the show?
I think that they will learn that the Estefans are a power couple. And particularly Gloria has worked her whole life to be an artist and a businesswoman, and she's continued to find ways to come out on top.
Very cool. I can't wait to see it. Now, question for you. You've kind of been thrown into this role, and I know you're going to smash it, right? Is this going to be the last time you're going to direct a show?
I hope not.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me. Where can people buy tickets to see this show?
They can go to our website, gardentheater.org.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, that's all the time we have for this episode of Indie Cinema Showcase. I mean, how inspiring was that show?
Absolutely, immensely inspiring. And it's like, and I learned so much about Emilio and Gloria Estefan. But more importantly, I left the show really wanting to dance.
I mean, I know, right? The actors were amazing, and so were the directors, and they were so hospitable. So thank you so much for that, guys.
And as always, if you want something featured on Indie Cinema Showcase, be sure to email us at icstv@yahoo.com.
And as always, follow us on our socials, Facebook at ICSTV, and on Instagram at ICSTV Show. So we are out of here. But as they say in the film industry, theater.
Curtains! Curtain!
That's a wrap.
To be or not to be?
See you next time.
That is the question.